Yo, what's going on, man? It's Kevin and E again with the real life reviews. We're the real guys. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, everybody? We're back.
Back again, and we're about to review a new movie that just dropped on Netflix
Yeah,
with Jake
Amazon.
Gyllenhaal, Conor McGregor, and it's called Roadhouse. Roadhouse. I love the original Roadhouse, by the way. Okay, I am a huge Patrick Swayze fan. And seeing the original Roadhouse with the roundhouse kicks, and then seeing Peter Griffin roundhouse kick everybody in the whole episode of Family Guy is my favorite thing to see. And him just
Mm,
saying Roadhouse every time he kicks Roadhouse. So, oh man, E,
yeah.
let's talk about this remake. Let's go.
All right. So I'm just going to give my own little summary of it. Basically, Jake Gyllenhaal is playing a troubled UFC fighter named Elwood Dalton. He's in Florida. He's like scamming people out of money at fights that get set up in this area.
Is
Uh,
he scamming though?
yeah.
I mean, I don't think so. Because you afraid to fight him because he's a UFC fighter, that's not scamming.
Well, he's scamming. Yeah. I take that back.
All right.
I take that back. I mean, he's getting easy pay basically, and it was kind of funny. I was gonna say because the dude who was played by Post Malone that was knocking cats out, um, almost like crapped his pants when he saw that he was about to fight Elwood. Thought that was
Yeah.
pretty. But yeah, he's a trouble UFC fighter. He's out of work for some issues he had in the UFC, and he gets recruited as a bouncer at a club in the Keys, basically. And he
Okay.
runs into trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's called Roadhouse. As always, like the original film, kind of got the same setup in a way, except for he's a disgraced UFC fighter and he's
Mm-hmm.
not a badass like Patrick Swayze, who
Yeah.
does this for a living. Called a cooler. He's not a cooler. He's just a guy who fights in this movie. Um, I gotta say, bro.
Give it to me.
Um, the best part of the movie for me was Conor McGregor. I
Really?
loved Conor McGregor in this movie, man. Loved it.
Right?
Um, I like what Jake Gyllenhaal tried to do with the film. I really like Jake Gyllenhaal. I think he can be an action guy. I like his action sequences. He's very fluid in his fighting style in this movie. Um, I just didn't like the plot. Didn't like the storyline. Um, watching the original growing up, seeing Patrick Swayze in this iconic role, and Patrick Swayze was cooler, man. He was so much cooler than Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie, and I think this was the time when Jake Gyllenhaal should have been cool, like had that swagger to him, like
Yeah.
it just didn't fit for me. In a way, I did like the ending though when he was like said his iconic line. He was like, they thought I was afraid, but I was afraid of what I would do if I lost control. And then he
Yeah.
punched the guy in his jugular and just
Yeah.
broke his everything.
Yeah. I didn't know what the bone was called that he broke. But
Huh?
I was saying I don't even know what the bone was called that he said he broke when he punched him. But yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah,
that,
man. That was like dope, right? But
yeah,
like I love the madness that Conor McGregor brought to this role, man. I was very impressed for him to be a UFC fighter and to be
hmm
one of his first fighting roles. I thought it was great. I've
yeah,
seen Ronda Rousey in movies. She's a UFC champion,
yeah.
former champion, and I gotta say, I don't like none of her movies.
Gina Carano,
I- huh?
Gina Carano.
No, Rona Rousey.
No, I
Ramona.
was adding Gina Carano too. I'll just
Who's
say that.
that? Who was she in?
She's a fighter also. She was in I think the Mandalorian and
Oh, she did good. She did good
one of
until she started saying them sketchy comments and stuff and lost her career.
yeah,
But I liked her in that movie.
yeah,
But like this, I mean, Batista does great.
yeah.
But he was a wrestler, I remember correctly, and a UFC fighter too.
I'm
Um,
Conor McGregor, I agree, he did do well, but he was playing himself. That's why I think he did so well.
Was he?
Yeah, he's a showman, and that's how he
He is
was.
a
Like,
showman, but like I don't see Conor McGregor walking up and out of an Italian chick's house, butt ass naked, walking down the street with his ass out, putting on a new suit, putting things on fire. I mean, he
he
was giving me psychotic Joker energy, bro. Like he was giving me psychotic Joker energy this whole movie, bro.
yeah,
And I'm
I
like, this is the role meant for Conor McGregor.
I wouldn't be surprised if he improvised like the parts where he like had his back out and all that stuff. He seemed
Bro,
like something like that.
and he was a dog in this movie, bro. He was
Yeah,
dogging the hell out of Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie, bro.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so like I did like that, man.
yeah.
And by the way, man, Jake Gyllenhaal is like completely ripped in this movie, bro. Like cut the hell up, bro. This dude's looking crazy, bro.
Yeah, if they should have like a category in the Oscars for like like body transformations, not just for
Yeah,
people bulking up,
yeah.
also like
You
to
know who
do.
won it one year, bro?
Yeah,
Ben Affleck for Batman, bro. That cat put 150 pounds of straight muscle, man. In
yeah.
Batman v Superman, man, he looked like a monster.
Ben Affleck. We're jumping around, so forgive us, but Zac Efron
Hugh
for
Jackman,
Hugh Jackman. Um, there's a bunch of others we're probably
but
missing.
Zach's always in shape though, man. Like,
Yeah,
but I mean, Baywatch Zac Efron was like crazy cut,
yeah,
crazy
yeah,
cut. But yeah, man, let's go back to the movie.
yeah.
So
What's going on? So basically, he's working for owner of a bar. Her name is Frankie. Her granddad started it back in the day, which
Uncle,
yeah, he
Uncle, he's a great
he
dad.
had basically had balls, to start it because I guess that's a pretty tough area down in Keys. Um, Long story short, a local boss is trying to buy up the property just so he can knock it down and then build like a shopping center or some stuff like that. Typical stories like we've heard of, like some
Yeah,
rich jerk
it
off
was
is
so
trying.
cliche, man. Like back with
Yeah,
drug money. Now he's trying to be legit. He's
yeah,
tearing it down to build a resort for rich people and
yeah.
take her bar, and it's the only thing standing in my way. And it was
Yeah.
very, very cliche.
He back on your comment that you said, about Jake Gyllenhaal, I guess, or Patrick Swayze being cooler. I mean, of course, it's Patrick Swayze, so he's gonna be cooler. But I feel like, you know, Elwood's character in this film was like emotionally disconnected. We don't even know really what happened. I guess like he killed one of his friends, like in the UFC, or maybe like hurt him.
Championship match. Yep, they tell you that in the movie.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah, he's emotionally disconnected, so he's like this really dry like personality. So I see him trying to be cool, but that's not his character.
Man, but Patrick Swayze just embodied coolness, man. R.I.P. Man, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah,
Bro, you never seen the Real House. You got to watch the original and compare. You have
yeah,
to, bro. It's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it right now.
yeah,
Let me know your thoughts after you see it, bro. Because like the Dalton in that movie was rich. He's a professional cooler. He goes around different bars, cleans it up, trains his staff, and changes everything.
hmm
And a lot more explosions. And although the explosion's pretty dope in the movie.
yeah,
And it's Patrick Swayze just like, he had a coolness about him. He had a car, he had money, and he
yeah.
was like, you know, it was
This
it
was
was
awesome.
it was a good movie, man. It was a good movie.
Yeah,
Again, Conor McGregor looking like UFC fit Conor McGregor,
yeah,
man, like a lunatic in his movie.
yeah.
Um, with the crit, I just had to throw it in there, bro. I,
Figures.
just had, I just had to throw it, man. The coolness in there, man. Look at my man Pat, bro.
Yeah. No. So critic ratings, Internet Movie Database gave it a 6.2 out of 10. Um, I feel like it could have been a little higher, but anyway. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 61%. Fandango gave it a 56%. I'm shocked by that. And IGN gave it a 6 out of 10. I
I'm
really thought Fandango would at least been like maybe a 70 something.
I don't I'm not shocked. The reason I'm not shocked is because most fans like me has probably seen the original with Patrick Swayze. Look at
Yeah,
this man. Look at this man. In the
yeah,
middle of all these fine women,
yeah,
he's focused on the job.
yeah.
And
I got
looking
a few
cool.
shirts like that. I got a few
Huh?
shirts. No, I'm saying I got a few shirts like that, so I'm gonna get the Western belt, so I can be cool like that.
And just cool, man. Just cool, bro.
Yeah.
All right, man. As for every part of every episode, man, we gotta do my favorite part of every episode. It's time for the real guys. Great, man. As always, E, you start first. Let me know what you got for me.
All right. So I guess I rated it too high. According
Ah,
to
let's wait. Let's wait 1 second.
yeah.
Guys, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, they know if you watch our last episode, you saw that E rated Ghostbusters, The Frozen Empire lower. Say this again. Lower than this movie. He rated Roadhouse higher than he rated Ghostbusters, The
Yeah.
Frozen Empire. Just put that for side note. And mind you, he did not see Ghostbusters, any of them until this one. And he did
Yeah.
not see the original of this movie. Just a little food for thought there. Go ahead, E.
I'm partial towards action movies, but yeah. Pacing 8 out of 10. Probably could have made it a 7 out of 10, honestly. But I feel like they did a good job with the story. I was drawn to it. I was into it. So 8 out of 10. Cast 7.5 out of 10. Again, Jake Gyllenhaal, phenomenal actor. Trying to think, they had some newbies in there that I'm not too familiar with, but I will get familiar with. Cinematography. Oh wait, let me go back to cast. Conor McGregor did a good job. Cinematography. Honestly, I think I could have lowered it a little bit more. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Probably could have been a 6. Mainly because I'm thinking about the scene where his car got, stalled on the train tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And that quick cutaway where we didn't even see the car get hit, and it just, yeah, and then like some of the explosions and stuff weren't that great. Uh, but yeah, 7 out of 10. Storyline 7.5 out of 10. I felt like it was pretty good overall. 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. For me, pacing 6.5. Yes, we had a lot of action. Yes, it started off with the hits, bangs, and bunches and punches, bro. Like
Yeah,
that. But to me, I just I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of bored in the movie and I just started like messing on my phone. My wife literally looked at me and started, you don't like this movie, do you? I was like, not so much. And
yeah,
it wasn't until Conor McGregor came on the scene, was like, this is getting good. Um, Cast for me, 7.5 out of 10. Because again, the only people I liked the movie was really Jake Gyllenhaal and literally Conor McGregor. Outside of that, everybody else was like, you could talk about the movie and I wouldn't have cared really.
yeah,
Um, Cinematography, 7 out of 10. The fight sequences were good. I really like that. I agree with E about the weird cutscene with the car getting hit and it just didn't make sense. That was not great. Um, Storyline for me, 4 out of 10. Why? We've already seen it before. I don't get me wrong. The Beekeeper, I gave Beekeeper a lot higher, even though we've seen the same trope over and over again. But
yeah,
I connected with characters in that movie. I didn't connect with the characters outside of the protagonist and the antagonist, honestly. And that kind of takes away from me in the movie. And like I didn't quite understand the relationship between the random girl and her dad and the stories, the bookstore. I didn't really care about that. I didn't care that the romance that he just had with the daughter of the freaking sheriff of the county. Didn't really understand that. It didn't build enough for me.
yeah,
So 4 out of 10 for storyline for me. Fight sequences, hands down, some of the phenomenal fight sequences.
yeah.
Overall story for me, 6.2 out of 10 rails for me.
Yeah.
Alrighty, as always, man, I gotta ask you the major question of every episode. Would you recommend this movie?
I would. Um, Definitely, if you're an action, buff, I would definitely recommend it. For like plot and storyline, it's not the best, but it's worth a watch. So yeah.
Me, I would not recommend this movie to you guys. Not at all. If you have not seen the original, watch the original. It's hands down, better
Yeah.
movie. But if you like Conor McGregor and you like Jake Gyllenhaal, just watch the movie. But
Yep.
outside of that, there's no point in watching it.
Yeah.
That's just the facts. I mean, for me personally, that's my opinion. I think it was okay. I mean, it. I could take it or leave it. I mean, I could have literally not seen this movie and been happy. I was looking forward to it because I liked the original so much, and I
Yeah.
wanted to see a new take on it. I do like some of the decisions they made in some areas, but I ain't like it all.
Yeah.
I wanted Elwood Dalton to be cooler. I I just wanted him to be cooler, man. I like the coolness of Patrick Swayze. I like my guys that are like badasses to be cool.
Yeah.
Embody coolness. Like he was down in the dumps the whole movie. Like you felt like he was a man lost in the world, and he just didn't have purpose, and he just was trying to find purpose. But man, the Dalton in Roadhouse, he had purpose.
Yeah.
He had coolness, and he got the honeys.
Do you think that they could make like a spinoff of this, or like have another one? Because way it ended.
What I would have liked to see, like, could this have been the prequel to the Dalton that I know, right? Like, was this his first Roadhouse, right, experience? And
Mhm.
he was learning to be this cooler who would come into the city and then train the staff and then start making money, and he's the best in the business. That's what I would like. I would want to see. So I want to see if they did a part two. I want to see a cooler Elwood Dalton come in. He's
Yeah.
more established. He has money. He's the cooler. He's the bouncer. He's solving problems. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And also, I just thought it was kind of odd that as an MMA fighter, he already knew when someone had a knife and knew what to do with a knife.
I
Like,
mean,
I know MMA fighters. They don't always know you have a knife on you.
well, I mean, the dude
I
made
mean, he
the.
was special forces.
He heard him like unsheath it, so he was probably like, okay, this dude probably has something.
No, he didn't. He was watching his boy fight, and he was like, oh, by the way, that guy has a knife. When he pulls it out, step back and pop him in the jaw. Like, how did he know that? Like, he was an UFC MMA fighter. I don't see them going around fighting people with knives all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm trying to say is, like, it wasn't like he was a trained, special forces guy or an assassin.
I
He
mean, with that, you gotta be prepared for anything, like any type of, weapon, and then use a takedown. So it's probably just ingrained like in their head, like like be prepared. Somebody has a glass bottle, knife, whatever the heck, just be prepared.
that wasn't that. It was like be prepared. He said he has a knife. It
I'm
wasn't
saying,
this guy maybe has a knife. He's like he has a knife. When he pulls it out, step back and pop him in the jaw. Like it was like a directive, man. It wasn't like, well, maybe he has a knife.
I thought you were saying before, like the
No,
first.
no. First, when he got stabbed. When he got stabbed in the beginning of the movie, he was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm talking about when he's at the bar at the row house and they're having this bar fight, and he's like, he immediately sees like, he tells his boy like, go over there and take care of that, but he has a knife. I'm like, well, how does he know this? Like, how did he observe he had a knife? Like, he's not special forces trained. He's a UFC fighter. I'm not understanding the connection of him being able to identify when someone has a concealed weapon.
Yeah, the way he was saying, I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, again, he recommends it, as I do not. Either way, check the movie out. Let us know your thoughts. As always, follow and like and please subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at the __ real _ life. And as always, I'm Kev. That's E. We're the real guys. And as we always say, Life is a movie. Enjoy it while you're here.
We are back.
Peace.